Alright guys, we just buttoned up everything on the Dodge Avenger 2013. Everything's put back together, so now we're empty on coolant, so we're going to do a flush real quick and we're going to show you how to get that done. First thing you want to do is get yourself some sort of radiator flush liquid. You can buy this at any auto parts store. This one in particular I bought from Rock Auto. Basically what you're supposed to do is fill this radiator up with water and a mixture of this, run it for about 15 minutes, drain again, repeat the process until the liquid is, for the most part, clear or clean, or appear to be. And once you get that all sorted out, then it's time to fill up and top off with your normal coolant. And before we begin, make sure you have proper eye protection and you have proper hand protection. So we're going to put a little bit of water in there and then continue with our flush. Alright, and then we're going to pour all the contents of this. More water. And then start running the car. Alright, I'm going to run this sucker for about 15 minutes. Well, hold on. If we can. I have to make a run for some gas here. But if we could get it running for about 15 minutes, that's okay. Kind of putting the fuel pump on some pressure here. You know, when you run low on fuel, fuel does act as a lubricant for your fuel pump, so just be mindful of that. But we will run it for about 15 minutes here just to get things cycling through, clean it out, drain it, see where we're at. Would you look at that? The mysterious leak reappears. I honestly don't know where that's coming from. Or where that smoke's coming from. Okay, it does appear that down here, you reach down there, there's hot coolant leaking. I think I know what the problem is. This is why it's a good idea to do your checks. See that? I didn't tighten it, like a dummy. Alright, so some mistakes were made. We can't all be perfect, but let this be a lesson. Check everything before you start. Good news for me, the concentrate is so bright that I can find where the leak was coming from, and therefore identifying that the heater core hoses coming from the firewall, they weren't tightened onto the thermostat housing. So with that, I tightened them up. We're going to run it again. Checking, making sure that the fans come on. Once they kick on, typically when the engine is up to temp, these will kick on and start maintaining the temperature. So I'm also looking out for that. So just make sure you look out for that too. All right, so far so good. I'm going to put it on a 10-minute timer since we've already been kind of inspecting it for the past 5 minutes. Put on a 10-minute timer. If my fuel lasts that long, if it doesn't, I'm just going to run out for gas. I'm going to have to anyways because we got to do a test drive after this. Okay, we're up to temp, but the fans aren't really kicking on. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes or so and see if what we could get here. All right, fans are kicking on. That's a good sign. All right. I saw this slowly go down. It looks like it just kind of did, just a tiny bit. So that means we have things working properly. Yeah, look at that. All right, so we have this shut off. We're gonna let things cool down so that way we can drain our radiator. And then it'll be time for us to check the conditions. How much did we flush out? Things like that. In the meantime, I'm gonna go get gas because I need it for my lawnmower anyway, so might as well. Let's go. All right, so once you have all your stuff drained and it's coming out clear, cycle after cycle, this may take some time. In this case, this radiator is from Rock Auto. It's not exactly the OEM, but it is an OEM-like replacement. But the drain cock at the very bottom corner of the radiator, it protrudes a little bit longer than OEM, so therefore it's very hard to reach and very hard to undo to allow it to drain. So what I did instead was removing the lower radiator hose in order to drain all the coolant. Now this isn't going to happen every single scenario, but just keep it in mind that you can use your lower radiator hose to drain things. It's okay. So continuously do your cycles until clear water comes out, removing the lower radiator hose if you must, in order to drain your radiator. So now we're going to fill up coolant and then top everything off and make sure that everything is running correctly. Alright, so we're back from a nice drive around town after filling up our coolant. And as you can see, we're topped off over here. As you can see here, no more puddles. What does that mean? That means no more coolant leaks. We're completely sealed off, so in a way, a success. So that's it, guys. We drove around for a little while. This is into the next morning, by the way. We had it idling for almost an hour last night. Still no signs of overheating. So we're good. We're good. We can hand this off. This is actually my brother-in-law's car we were helping fix and save. He's not very mechanically inclined, so he mixed coolant types and then sludged everything up. So that created a lot of damage, and we were able to save this car from that. Just a friendly reminder that this is what happens when you don't A, change your oil, or B, mix your coolant types. So regular maintenance and minimum knowledge of your vehicle will help you get some more longevity out of your vehicle. In the meantime, we have another project coming in place of the Dodge Avenger getting fixed, because that's going to be leaving now. So now we're going to be replacing that with another vehicle. I want you guys to take it to guess what that is. I'm not going to disclose it. It will be a father-son project, so you're going to see me and my son doing some stuff together on these videos. But this project we will be labeling as Project Broly. Can you guess what it is? Do have to disclose something. The normal run-of-the-mill subscriber something. If this helps you in your, say, Dodge Avenger journey, Chrysler 200, or I mean, some of the repairs actually just apply to a lot of vehicles, if not all vehicles, in the same removal and installation process, right? So if this helped you, please subscribe. That only helps the channel further. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one.